as chaos. It doesn't tell you.
All right. I've just started the recording, I think.
Yes, you did.
Awesome.
You did.
Amazing. All right. Hey, everybody. It's the last day of September. We're almost to October already. What is happening? I don't know, but that's where we are. So it's the weekly community call here at Chaos, and I hope everybody's doing all right. I know the world is weird and hard, but you're here for an hour or ish with us. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. Okay, so if you have not added your name to the agenda, just wondering what your advice would be to your past self. I always find that interesting. Sometimes my past self is not very kind to my future self. So I don't trust it. And then other times I'm like, well, I had already had this in place and I should have just listened to myself, but whatever.
One of the songs in heavy rotation on my playlist right now is by a band called The Beths, and the song is Future Me Hates Me.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
a really catchy little tune, but it is
yeah,
apropos of this discussion.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I actually really love these. These are pretty great. These are pretty great. Okay, so first things first, I just want to let folks know two things, well, several things. I'm making a few updates to the website, the plugins and all the like back end stuff. And in the course of doing so, I completely broke the website. So, I mean, we're talking like critical error. You cannot even see anything. So bless you, Sean, for literally dropping everything to help me and getting it back online. You are my hero. You get a million gold stars for you. Thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate doing that
no,
on Thursday.
no problem. It arises out of once telling my mom that just because I do computers doesn't mean I'd fix everyone's computer. That did not go over well, so now I just fix computers if I'm asked, because
Well,
people are a
we
lot
appreciate
happier.
the
So
whole chaos community.
I fix computers, yes.
We all appreciate it very, very much. I was so careful too, and I was doing so good until I
Oh,
tried to deactivate a plugin that was not needed. Apparently, it was needed
yeah.
because did not like that. Did not like that. But
No
anyway,
matter
so
how careful you are with WordPress, it will eventually get you.
it will, 100% will. So anyway, just a few updates. I did add the co-chairs to a working groups doc. I think that was kind of a discussion we had a while back where that information belonged. I just went ahead and added it to that doc. And also I added it as a menu drop down because I know that was another discussion of like making this a little bit more visible because that's kind of one of the main pieces of chaos, and being able to have something to point to easily was something that I think Callie brought up. So I just went ahead and did it. If we don't like it, we can certainly change it. Might break some things, but we'll fix it. Well, Sean will fix it. It'll be fine. So I wanted to let y'all know about that. I did also remove Cauldron and All In from the Friends of Chaos section. So if that is not okay, All In is defunct, and I'm pretty sure Cauldron is as well. So okay, Georg is nodding. So I went ahead and did that. If we need to add something else in its place, totally fine. Just somebody let me know, or we can have a discussion about what could go in their place. But it also is fine as is. And then the third thing is we have we have this about timeline image that stopped getting updated in June of 2022. So it's like woefully out of date. We're going to be adding some new milestones to that. Eunice is going to work on that for us. We already have it all set. I just wanted to check with the community on what am I missing here? Am I missing things that should be on here? Does this look reasonable? What else do we want on here, etc.?
This seems like a pretty good pass on changes, if that's what you're asking. Like, if
Yeah,
these are the three things, yeah. I mean, this seems like a pretty good pass. You don't want to change too much, and this seems pretty good.
yeah. Um, I know that this was kind of another question I guess I had is the level of granularity that we want to get. It's pretty granular right now, so our timeline is going to be pretty long. But if we're okay with that, I kind of find it interesting for folks to just see the evolution of the project. But if we think it's too much, we can certainly lump some things together by year or whatnot, what we want to do.
I mean, this doesn't seem to be a terribly dense timeline. I think it's good to add it.
Georg says, do we want to include when we disband a working group? We certainly can if we want.
I I was just thinking I like the granularity. I like being able to show, hey, this is how the community is evolving over time, and I also would love to see from from the chapters that we have more. This is how the chapter grew and evolved, and right now I only see Africa in here, and I know they have the disability working group, so that might be interesting to include. It might get too detailed, but I think it's really helpful as a community to have this history and preserve it. Even if we use this as a master list, and then when we have slides and tell someone the overall arc of the community, we will pick some of these events.
I think it's harder to come up with the date that something was disbanded because I know some of them just sort of drifted into obsolescence over time. And so that's the only challenge I see with that piece.
Yeah, we don't always know when they disband. Like some working groups just stop touring for a while and then they're not a working group anymore.
And maybe we don't want this. If we only write about creating, then it creates this impression that we keep growing. But in reality, we are shifting. And well, we are also growing. We're doing both.
Yeah, no, but you're right. I mean, there is an evolving landscape. Like I just don't know if we know when things really truly end, like if we have dates for them.
Yeah, I can do a couple of things. So I can look and see when repos were archived. That's a big clue. I can also go back in Slack discussions and see when meetings were decided to stop. Because I think, like down here, we just have like inactive ones. So I can go back and kind of put some pieces together and it'll be generally what happened. It may not be like to the date, but it will be generally the month or around that time, I think. I think that would be good enough. And I agree with you, Georg. Otherwise, it just looks like we are, ballooning up and we still have those things around and we don't, and we're changing. So that's, I think, a good thing to do. Or Damien says, list the active ones right below the timeline. Yeah. So maybe like with a little asterisk of just like, now has become inactive or something like that. When is that what we're saying?
I mean, I think so. I think that's what I'm reading. I like the idea of updating the image, but if it's very time consuming, then obviously there's a trade-off there.
Yeah, I understood Damian's suggestion to just mark the ones that are inactive, maybe use a gray title or say, yes, we created it, but by now you won't find it anymore because it doesn't exist anymore. But it was still part of our history at some point.
Yeah.
And we don't need to go back and track down when it was becoming inactive or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we can asterisk them and put a footnote sort of thing. That might be better than the colors, which some people have a hard time with.
Excellent. Okay, so we will pass that along. I'll clean this up a little bit, pass that along to Eunice, and we'll get that updated as soon as we can for our website.
So
Thank you.
I have a quick related-ish kind of a thing. I thought I was organizing my own Slack desktop, but I think I created groups for CHAOSS Africa and working groups inside the CHAOSS community Slack channel. And I think that wasn't actually just for me now. Does everybody see working groups, a working groups header with working groups and a CHAOSS Africa header with CHAOSS Africa groups in their Slack channel, or is that in fact just for me?
I think it's just you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't.
All right, cool. Never mind. I wasn't sure since I have elevated permissions if I had screwed it up for everybody or just myself.
I didn't actually know that was a thing you could do. So now I'm kind of thinking I want to go do the same.
Well, yeah.
So you just like put all like the working groups together and like chaos
Yeah.
together and all that.
Yeah, so I thought so at first I thought it was just for me, but then I started to think it was not, and I guess I can't tell if I'm not me. So it sounds like it is in fact just for me. That you can create groups of Slack channels within your Slack channel,
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
cool. That must be
which I
something.
found very, very helpful, but apparently just for me.
Adrian's using them also. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Well, thanks, Sean, for the tip.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and move on. If anybody thinks of something that I've overlooked or realizes something after the meeting, just send me a Slack message. Not a big deal at all. Not a big deal. Next update is the AI alignment group. We now have a Slack channel, and the first meeting is tomorrow at 1 o'clock US Central, Chicago time. Sean, you're here. Do you want to say anything about that?
No, it just kind of arose from some conversations that I've had with a number of people in the community about AI, and then Emma Irwin and I talked a bit, and she's really concerned. The group is really centered on these questions of what are the appropriate uses of AI in the context of open source. So it's really incorporating some degree of ethics into how we think about using AI and crediting or not crediting, or how to credit the use of AI and open source. I think it's an interesting space. I think a lot of us are doing work in this area, so I think it'll be a useful and interesting discussion. We'll see how the working group goes.
So if anyone's interested in being in this group from the ground up, here you go. We don't have minutes or anything or repo or anything yet because we haven't finalized and formalized the fact that this will be a working group. This is just kind of an exploratory meeting, I think, but they are on the calendar. So we'll go from there and decide what we want to do. But first up is to just join the Slack channel and the meeting if you can, if you want to be involved in that. Anybody have
Sure.
questions? And again, this is not to decide what open source means in AI, like what the AI definition of open source is and all of that. It's more about applying and aligning AI to open source and open source communities in the lens of community health.
You don't want to take that on?
I mean, it sounds fun, but I think it's okay. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I think others have tried to do that, and it's
many others. Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I will let them sort it out for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and move along to Hacktoberfest. I know one working group is going to have a virtual event that just introduces open source to technical writers and shares with them how they can get involved. Harmony, are you here? Yes, you are. Do you want to talk a little bit about that event and what your plans are for
Hi, everyone.
Hacktoberfest?
Okay. Hi, everyone. Just to be sure you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're having like the title it's 0 to 100, right? A technical writers virtual workshop for not just people in open source, but people outside open source. So the goal is to teach people that want to get into technical writing how to get into technical writing. So we're having talks and breakout sessions. So the breakout section will run for about 30 to 35 minutes, while people good in the field, either in technical writing and also open source documentation, will get to teach people hands-on practical sessions, what to look out for in this document, how to make technical documents and stuff like that. So we are going to be teaching people from what technical writing is to how to create technical documentation. We have various people across different niches. And one of the pathways to tell them to begin their career or their journey is to contribute open source. So there's a lot of technical documentations in open source, and open source is like a pathway for people to start their technical documentation journey and also improve themselves. And we're also going to also invite them to join the community after the session. So we're going to have over 5 talks, which will run for at most 20 to 25 minutes. It's just basically normal presentation, just like we have in our conferences, and a breakout session which will be split into different rooms, and people will be able to join these breakout sessions based on their interests. There's going to be open source documentation. There's going to be practical sessions in creating documents using static generators and a lot more. Hopefully, it's going to be extremely fun, and everyone is welcome to join. We'll be releasing a link for registration soon, sooner than we expect. Yeah, that's all. I don't know if everyone grabbed everything or if there's any question. Clarity.
Is there a date and
Yeah,
time for that?
I just
So,
okay.
okay,
Oh, there it is.
we're looking at 18th next month, which is October, usually the Hacktoberfest period. And yeah, 18th next month, that's like third week. So from next week, we'll start putting out flyers and even speaker flyers as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Harmony, I also just answered Sean's question in the chat. I think it would be helpful
Okay.
if we put that up on the GitHub repo, right, so that people can go see more. But also I wanted to like plead with the community like for support. Like when we start pushing out this content, it would be very helpful if we can reshare or repost as well. We'll also be working with the comms working group to like put it up on the chaos global chaos account as well, if that's okay.
Yeah, I can do that
Yeah.
for sure.
Thank you, Ms. West.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Mary Blackson.
Yeah, I'll also be writing a blog post about it too, to help promote things, and yeah.
Okay, so when we get that stuff up on the GitHub repo, we can share the link with you so that you can maybe point folks there. Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Any other questions for Harmony or Mary Blessing? Okay. Thank you so much. And if there's any other working groups that are doing things for Hacktoberfest, even if you just have a list of issues that you've tagged with the Hacktoberfest tag or label, just let me know and I'll add that to the blog post just to help kind of get the word out. All right, DEI working group updates. Looks like we got some badging updates, and I'm gonna pass this along to Adiyinka.
Hi. Hi, hi.
Hey.
Hey, everyone. Thank you. Okay, so I bring you what we have been up to in the working group. I can see Mary Blessing already sharing a lot. Okay, thanks, Mary Blessing. All right, so I'm going to start with the DEI, event DEI badging. And I want to say that we have a new feature on the repo called Reviewer Spotlight. And why does this matter? So we have been thinking around contributor retention for the badging program for a while now, especially because the DEI badging is heavy on non-code contributions. And also because some time ago, a DEI working group member raised a concern around the fact that they couldn't see the reviewers and the details about their contributions in the public. And so he called for more transparency and openness, and we've been working on that since then. So we were playing with a lot of ideas in the working group, but then one thing we didn't want to do was to duplicate effort, knowing that we've been doing something called chaotic of the week. So if we say we want to do like review of the week, it might kind of like be too much. So rather, we now decided, why don't we create a feature on the event DEI repo, where we showcase the contributions of the reviewers, the collection of their contributions, when last they reviewed an application, and some other data that the reviewers can showcase to anyone who wants to assess them, whether a potential employer, a sponsor, whatever it is. Please, Elizabeth, if you can share this, I have included it in the minutes. New feature on the repo.
Oh, I think Sean is sharing. Sean, can you click on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
share the repo.
New feature on the repo.
Oh,
There you
click the
go.
repo link. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Tiny
All
words.
right. So please scroll down a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
Ah, look at that.
Yes. And so that's the list of reviewers are divided into active reviewers and past reviewers. An active reviewer is a reviewer that has been reviewing actively in the last 6 months. And a
Nice.
past reviewer is someone who hasn't reviewed an application in the last 6 months. And so what we then do again is to create like a recognition level using a particular category. So what we did was to, I also have the documentation that we can go to, was to create several levels, like the badging. We have the new reviewer, we have the bronze reviewer, we have the silver, the gold, and the platinum. And if you have reviewed less than 5 applications, you are a new reviewer. If you have reviewed between 5 to 9 applications, then you are bronze. Between 10 to 29, silver. Then 30 to 49, gold. Then above 50 will be platinum.
Oh,
We can see here that Hanita is the only gold
Anita's on the
reviewer
way.
right now.
Platinum.
Right. And a lot of information here that you can share. And then if you click view,
Like one of
that
these here.
shows, yes, it filters
Wow.
the applications that is peculiar to the particular reviewer. So the best part of it is that it is automated. I set it to automate every Monday because that's when I usually badge. We can
Nice.
change that anytime we want to, but then it's automated, so no one has to keep checking on it. All
Nice.
right, so what we are thinking about next step for this is that we would like to integrate a Slack notification such that when a badger moves from one level to the other, they can get a congratulations on the DI Badgers channel, and then a notification to someone who handles the LinkedIn. I don't know who yet. I think it's Elizabeth. And so once they get the notification, then we can go on social media to say, hey, our badger is now a gold reviewer or a platinum reviewer and all that. So that would be the next step for that. I have some questions for the community. If you can suggest some responses or some answers for us. So a concern was raised in the working group that we might want to check on the naming of the badge levels so that it does not it's not confusing, like conflict with the DEI badging project itself. So I wanted to check that with the community and see what you think about it.
Is there someplace I should take people for this?
Okay, so if you'd like to click on documentation for this can be found here. That's after the repo, yes.
Got it. Okie doke.
Okay, that's it.
All right. So the question is the concern that these levels of platinum, gold, silver, bronze are
Yeah.
corresponding to the same levels in the badging program itself and might be confusing?
Yes.
I put in the chat. I didn't think it was confusing.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if, I mean, I don't think it's confusing at the face of it, but I'm trying to figure out if I miss anything, but to me, it's not confusing.
Okay.
Because I can tell the
Then-
difference between a human name and an event, I
Okay.
suppose.
That's my thinking as well.
Okay. I'll take this back to the working group. Another suggestion, or yeah, is that we might want to extend this to maintainers and pioneers of the project, because that was another concern that was raised, that the names of the pioneers are missing in the repo. And for that, I don't have the data. I might have to connect with Elizabeth for that. What do you think about that too?
What was the question? I didn't really.
Okay, so I said a concern was raised, just like for the reviewers,
Yeah.
that the pioneers of the badging project, their names are not on the repo. You know, usually in most of our repositories, when we go below to the footer of the README, you would see the names of the contributors. That's currently missing
I
for the event DEI repo. So no mention of names or anything. So this community member was just raising concern that those who built the project, they should be acknowledged in the README.
I would maybe just put out a call, kind of like what we do for the metrics. Like, want to be recognized, just issue a PR to include your name.
Okay. Okay, Georg is saying something. Okay. Clarity from having different names. Okay. So if we, it would be nice to have suggestion of names, if any comes to mind at this time. Okay. All right. Does anyone have question for me with regards to the event AI, the reviewer spotlight?
No questions. I just think this is very brilliant. Thank you, Adinka.
Thank you, Mary Blessing. You're also part of this, so thank you. All right. Okay. So, in one of our meetings, one member raised a concern about how we have X platform as a social channel on our badging website. If you can just click on the footer, the link that I shared here, you'd see what I'm talking about. So the question is, should we be having a channel like X on on our website, since
Oh, it looks like
there
it,
is like a pushback on DEI from the owner of
Yeah.
X.
Yeah. I remember that conversation, and the concern, I definitely do relate to the concern, and that was also one of my reasons why I stopped using the platform personally. Right, it's almost like contradicting with my own values and stance on DEI. So it just makes sense to move on to a platform that supports that generally. And the person was basically saying that since this is a DEI event, DEI project, if we should be quote unquote associating ourselves with the platform, like there are other platforms that we could be on, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and what have you. So yeah.
yeah, I don't,
I think if you click on that, you'll see that the Chaos Project has not posted to that account for a long time. So, I mean, personally, I'm fine with taking it off. Just my
Okay.
2 cents.
Yeah. It's really up to the community, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Maybe
actually see,
LinkedIn. LinkedIn's the only one that we're really active on. We have a Mastodon account, but I think I was the only one posting to it, and I kind of gave up after a while.
yeah, I guess we haven't posted to X, it looks like since, oh, that's a pinned one. Since
April.
April, yeah.
Okay. So it's okay to remove and then just consider, we might just even leave it blank. It doesn't have to be that we have to replace it or something.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would not recommend creating like Mastodon and Blue Sky accounts unless you're actually going to engage with folks there.
Yeah, we have them. We just didn't get much
Yeah.
response, and so it kind of faded out. And like Dawn said, she would keep going, but waving the flag. But I don't know.
Okay. So I see Don's message in the chat. I would like to just move on to the rest of the updates so that we can have time for
Yeah,
the heal. Thank you
yeah.
for the chaos can hear you. All right. So that's that for the project DEI badging. Okay. So we are thinking before we move on to having version 2 of the project DEI badging. Right now, we just have the bronze badge. It would be nice for us to scale and include more badge levels. But then before we do that, we thought it good to even increase the adoption of the project itself before we then begin to think about scaling. So what we then thought to do was to conduct an outreach to communities who haven't heard about Project DEI badging to come badge with us. And so we came up with a list of potential communities. The reason why I even brought it here is that we would like the entire community to join us. And if you are thinking of any communities that you think would be potential fit, considering DEI and all that, you can just help us include that in the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is open for anybody to add potential communities. And then if you are also interested in talking about Project DEI, we have also written a playbook. We put together something real quick. You can click on that just to see.
Reach playbook.
Yes, the
All right.
playbook. So if you don't know anything about the Project DEI, actually this is this was created for the DEI working group members, DEI advocates, and anyone that wants to talk about the Project DEI, because I get a lot of questions about what is even the program all about and all that. We know we have Project DEI, but what exactly is it about and how do we go about it? So this has been put together to explain this to people. So what I have here that I want to also talk about is that presently, right now, this is hosted on my personal account, but I would like to bring it back to CHAOSS. And I was just, while developing it, I had to host it on my account. So I wanted to bring it here that I would like to host it on the badging repo.
This, okay.
Yes, so it would be nice to create a different repository for it in the
Just in
badging organization.
in GitHub/badging.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. So next action items is that we'll be refining some metrics for the event DEI badging. We noticed that there are some metrics that are not receiving good responses. We tried to throw out some feedback form, to even get maybe feelers from people to know if some metrics are confusing or otherwise, but we've not gotten good responses in that. So we can't categorically say that these metrics are confusing, but then we are not getting good answers. So we are going to be looking through past applications and responses and try to maybe refine or even maybe educate on how to answer or even help the badgers, to understand what the metrics are and the questions they should be asking the applicants. So then again, we plan to refine our onboarding approach for the badgers so that they can better understand the metrics and know how to better review the applications that we get. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Adinka. Those are amazing updates. Appreciate that very, very much.
Thank
That was
you.
really awesome. Thank you. In interest of time, I think we should talk about the FOSDEM CFP, if that's cool.
Please.
Who wants to lead that discussion?
Do we want to stop this meeting? Normally we stop this one.
Stop the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And say, if you want to stick around, you can. And
Yeah, so yes, yeah.
All right.
If
It's
people
right.
want to stick around and be part of that discussion and that the planning for CHAOSScon EU, great.